Alright, folks, it's turn 39. We're doing a little bit of maneuvering this turn. We're moving these troops down here to Lake Fortune, where they will join this army in sitting here glowering at Fomoria. Now, interestingly, Fomoria, it looks like, has broken this siege, or this siege has been abandoned by Caelum, rather. Caelum is under attack by Helheim, so they're a little bit busy fighting some other wars. Fomoria has also seemingly pushed out and retaken these provinces from Therodos, and I don't know if their armies are directed towards Therodos or not. I'm not sure exactly what's happening there, but they have very few troops here in Fomoria, including 0 Fomorian kings, so this might be a good time to put them back under siege. Mainly Furbolg warriors and horticulturists, or actually, to be honest, it would be a time to put Valador under siege. It has no province defense right now. It's got almost no units in it, mainly horticulturists. And this army has 192 siege strength, so it would take them a few turns to crack that giant fortress, but they could crack it. So I think that might be the play. We've got our organization set up, communion slaves, enslave mind spam, we've got anti-magic coming out, we've got some water elementals just to provide a little bit of the old block and chaff. And I don't think they have a good way to stop us without sending in some pretty beefy forces. So I think, yeah, we're gonna do that. I think we're gonna just hit Valador. This army will come down here. I may actually roll over Fomoria with it if I can, although I may not be able to. And continue down this way to join the siege of Valador, because having Valador as a fortress would be very, very nice. Very, very nice indeed. It looks like there's no magic sites here, or at least none that anyone has found. I would also really, really like to take some of these provinces away from Helheim, but simultaneously I would not like to be, I don't really want to be in a war with Helheim. So there's that consideration to have. Helheim has Helhala, and I can't pronounce that, Niefelheim, something like that. Niefelheim, I think, is what it is. Anyone who speaks, anyone who knows how to speak these accents, please correct me. I love learning how to pronounce foreign words. Svartalfs are nice. They're just slow to recruit, which is a little bit of a bummer, but they're nice nonetheless. Anyway, regardless, that's enough about Helheim, but I'd really, really like to take some of these provinces around here. I'd also like to take Timeless Waste, but it's owned by Therodos, and I still have a non-aggression back with Therodos, so I can't do that. Well of Pestilence, Lava Lake, all that stuff would be really, really cool. This province would be very, very good. 2 Earth, 2 Death, and an Astral Pearl. That's an amazing province. I love it. I want it. It must be mine. Interestingly, has 1 fort way over here, so it seems like Caelum, and Helheim are all kind of in like a fucked up 3-way war. I'm not sure what's going on there. I should probably start diplomacying to try and find out. I'd also like this province, because it's underwater, which makes it mine, in my selfish estimation. Other good news, we got a fire-water random. Mashdagui, the Amber Clan Mage, has fire and water, so he's pretty frickin' sweet. He actually got both his randoms, which is kind of hilarious. That's cool. That means we'll be able to churn out some green lions slowly over time. Up here, we're casting Naiad Warriors. We'll only be able to do it a couple of times, but it will give us some more fighty ladies. And we'll need to get a slave prince, so we're going to recruit a slave prince up there, because we don't really have enough gold to recruit any more mages anyway. Mage recruitment, not 100%, but still pretty good. This province still has those human Huskarls. Now, interestingly, this said 100 last turn. It says 40 this turn, so either that was a big swing in terms of the random, scout reports, or potentially, and this is sort of a hilarious thought, potentially Fomoria actually attacked them and lost, which I would love. That would just make me so happy. I don't know if it's what happened, but it would make me so happy. This is also a really good site for me. I would love to have that site. I want all these sites. I want them all. Give them all to me, please. In terms of stats, we can see here, research-wise, I'm 4th still, which is not a great place to be. Therodos' research speed took off right around here. They started building up the research quick. So their mages are doing a good, solid job for them. In terms of gem income, I'm likewise in the middle of the pack. I'm actually 5th. We can see here that Helheim is growing. Caelum has come down some. Agartha is way big and scary. And, who's that other gray line? I think that's not It's not Therodos. I think it's not Rus. Who is that line? 1 second. That's Caelum. That's Pangaea up there. That's Agartha way up at the top. So Pangaea's above us, Caelum's above us, Fomoria is well low. Vanheim, that's Helheim. Okay, so Pangaea, Helheim, Caelum, Agartha. Way up top there. That's us. That line in the middle. That's Ulm down there. So Ulm does not have a whole lot of gem income. They're a little bit more than half of ours. Tianqi just spiked a little bit, interestingly. In any case, gem income-wise, we're doing okay. Research-wise, we're doing pretty well. But of course, we could be doing better, and I want to be doing better. We're also doing pretty well at holding off Therodos' Dominion, which is great, because I really, really don't want Therodos' Dominion. Ungai is here preaching, and we've got our various temples expanding our domain. We have fewer temples than him, but we do have a lot of checks, especially because we're getting 3 from thrones. So the high throne is really, really helping us there. We also have, of course, our prophet preaching, so he's helping push our dominion out around here against Agartha. I would kind of rather have him down here preaching to help against Therodos, so we're going to move him down that way. We're continuing to recruit sages instead of Androdai, because I'm not really casting the Androdai spell that much. I need to rename this guy. I haven't bothered yet. But what I am going to do is I'm going to give him... Because we don't have any gems over here, so we can't spam water elementals from this army. This army can throw limited quantities of water elementals. I don't really want to take... I want to save those water gems so that I can cast Naiad Warriors one more time to get another pack of Kidnids. And Chunud is, of course, moving over here to Endless Ocean. In terms of recruitment, we're not recruiting more Mind Lords right now. We're recruiting some more Abodai to get the Death randoms and potentially the Death Earth cross path. That would be nice. Utu, just chill out and research for a turn. I don't think I need you right now. But yeah, overall things are going pretty well. We're going to pop out and slap Valador around a little bit, see if we can get some damage done. And this army will move up and threaten Fomoria in order to make the Fomorians leery about moving troops down to help Valador. And like I said, we may actually roll across Fomoria, if at all possible, to join up and score a quick kill on Valador, which I think we should be able to kill pretty fast. The only way they can stop us, really, is by teleporting or cloud trapezing either their Demi-Lich or a couple of Fomorian kings into Valador, and I'm not too worried about that either, because Fomoria's research is not great. So we can see their research right now is probably 2/3 of ours or so. In terms of our research, we've got 2 level 6s and a level 5, so we're doing pretty solidly, and our research is going up, but our research is also going up faster than theirs. So I don't think they've gotten to any of the big battlefield wipe spells yet, and that's what they would need to do in order to stop that army. I know, obviously, that they have Evocation 5 because they were throwing Shadow Blasts, so the fact that they have Evocation 5 with less research than me probably indicates they don't have any level 6s. They may have 1 or possibly 2 other level 5s. Or they might have Evocation level 6, which would be an interesting choice, but it would get them Wailing Winds. Wailing Winds is a spell that Fomoria can use to great effect, so they might have that. Now, fortunately, Wailing Winds actually does not affect my Chaff, because my Chaff is mindless, but it does affect my mages, and my mages' morale is awful. So a cast of Wailing Winds could, in fact, destroy my armies. It's something that I have to watch out for, but if we threw enough Enslaved Mind, I think we might be able to work through it. In any case, so that's a risk if goals here is Death and Air, which he might be. He who seals the gates of death, the Most High, protector of the holy mountain, god of the soil. Oh no, that's right, they didn't have an air bless, did they? Yeah, I don't think he's air. I think he's death, but not air. Actually, I've never seen their bless. No, I have. I've seen their kings blessing themselves. Anyway, I don't think he's air death crosspath. I think they'd have to have a boosted up Fomorian king in order to cast Winds of Death on me, and I think I can dodge that pretty effectively if I have to. So in any case, that is the turn 39. We're doing alright. Doing pretty solidly. Getting some work done. Like I said, we're just trying really hard to kind of secure a foothold on land. We've got Holbert site searching this province, then he'll go up and site search this province as well. We found another giant anemone, so our nature income has gone up to 6. Overall, our gem income is not bad For turn 39, we've got 15, 19, 29, 39 gems, which is just on target, on the money. Pretty solid, decent. Now, obviously, Agartha especially has way the hell more gems than that, which is problematic, but I think we can handle it. I think we can do it. I would love to have this province too. Denda Negro with the Throne of Fire. 3 fire gems from that, a water gem, a death, an astral, and then a total of 4 fire gems. So this has given him 7 gems per turn. That's a sweet fucking province. And then, of course, he's got Tir Na, which is giving him 6 gems per turn. That's also a sweet fucking province. I would love to have that. And to be fair, I could take it. If I was to declare war on Agartha, these provinces I would probably take pretty early on before I got pushed back off land. But I would get pushed back off land because I'm a lot worse at fighting on land than Agartha is. And we'd end up in that awkward land-water nation stalemate where we're like staring at each other along the shore, and I'm raiding him, and he can't really attack me all that well, so it's just kind of happening like that, and everyone hates it and no one accomplishes anything. So I'd rather avoid that if I can. In any case, thanks for watching. I'll see y'all in turn 40. Okay, folks, turn 40. We cast Naiad Warriors, didn't find any magic sites, did find a small gold deposit in Antediluvium, and we attacked Valador, wiped out the defenses, no problem, started to destroy the fort walls. Walls are moderately damaged. We know, of course, that they don't have hardly anything in there, so at this rate, it will take 3 turns to break down the walls. But you may notice I'm moving away. I'm moving away because Therodos has been in contact with me, and Therodos mentioned, hey, I just wiped out his army. So pretty much everything it should be that Fomoria had sent out is actually dead at this point, leaving very, very little on their capital. So I've been pondering this move, because I'm looking at this and I'm like, yeah, in 3 turns I could take Valador. But I wonder if I couldn't take their capital before that. I've got a small number of mages there. They've got 2 Fomorian kings plus whatever they've recruited. I guess, actually I should stay here. I should stay put and siege this place down and actually capture it. I'm going to lose Ulic Beg to his sickness pretty soon. But I really, really want to get onto Fomoria within the next couple of turns as well. So I'm teleporting the most interesting aboleth over to Lake Fortune, carrying a whole bunch of gems. We're going to distribute gems to these people, form a little communion, roll in on Fomoria just to start sieging them down. We've got 200 siege strength there. I don't think they can effectively push out against me. They could summon air elementals at me and throw shadow blasts, but I think that's the worst that they can muster. And if they do roll out, I think I can hit them pretty hard. The Lobo Guard obviously won't hit them very hard, but the magic will. Joseph DeCrew, unfortunately, does not have an Amulet of the Fish, and neither actually does the most interesting aboleth. I am out of Amulets of the Fish right now. So, what we're doing is, we're moving Joseph DeCrew back to Antediluvium, where we have a free lab, and where Holber is going to start enslaving sea trolls. So by enslaving sea trolls, we're going to generate a bunch of basically siege chaff. I mean, the slave trolls are pretty decent, and they're excellent, excellent siege chaff. And Torkoal is forging an Amulet of the Fish. Now, I've traded away to Ulm. I don't remember if I mentioned this last turn, but I traded them a Rune Smasher in exchange for 8 Air Quills. So Air Quills should be showing up pretty soon to help out with our research. So these are the slave trolls, by the by. I have 5 of them here. They have regeneration, they have pretty decent prot, their skills are very low. Very, very low. But they hit like a truck. So there's that. They should have only attack, should be 7, I'm not sure why it's 6. Possibly Darkness? Attack number 1, 6. Oh, no, it's the slash penalty. So slashing weapons have a penalty underwater. If they're slash pierce, the penalty is halved. So it's a penalty of 3 because it's related to length, but then it's halved and it rounds down to 1. So they have an attack of 6 underwater. They hit like a truck, but they don't hit anybody. But they do have pretty high siege strength, and above ground, of course, their attack skill is actually 8 instead of 6, so that's a little bit better. But the main thing that they do is they stand in the way and don't die for a while, because they have prot 16, 50 hit points, and they regenerate 5 per round, or underwater, they regenerate 10 per round. So they're pretty neat that way. Badger here is just researching at the moment. Could cast Voice of Tiamat, but I don't have enough gems to do that, because I'm using all of my water gems again. as always, I am always using every water gem I have. I don't guess he doesn't really need to be researching right now, so it might actually be more useful to have him start throwing gnome lore. Although I don't have that many. The reason I'm not really going to do that is I don't have many earth mages. Like, earth gems are of fairly limited utility to me right now. But we do have a couple of mages here with some troops who are going to deploy to join the army, boys. They're going to go up here to Valador. So we're going to crack Valador, take that. We're also going to crack Fomoria and take that. I'm hoping to move on to it next turn. Moving on to it next turn is a little bit risky. What I think actually I might do is... I don't want to break up this community and have to re-script it. Ugh. Sounds so bad. If I have to... Yeah, I'm just going to leave that community intact. Pure laziness. The most efficient thing to do right here would be to actually divide this army, because we do not need much magical power to take Valador, and move most of it over. I guess I should. I really should. So here. We're gonna leave you, we're gonna leave you, we're gonna leave you. I think that's pretty much all the troops, isn't it? Or most of them. So we'll take you, move all you away, but then we'll leave, in terms of mages, we'll leave 4 more wizards here to siege. So if we look over here, that'll show us what we got. So we've got Communion Slave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 6 Communion Slaves, so we're boosting 2 levels. Power of the Spheres will get us up. Enslave Mind, we won't be able to throw Enslave Minds, so instead we should just throw Soul Slaves, I guess. We'll be able to throw Enslave Minds once we join up with these mages, though, so that'll be fine. Meanwhile, the mages that I'm leaving here, we've got a Communion Slave, we've got 3 Communion Slaves, which isn't quite enough to be actually relevant, so we will make you a Communion Slave as well, and then you're summoning a Water Elemental, and then throwing, should be Soul Slay, I guess. Yeah, just throw Soul Slays, and you're throwing Soul Slays right down the pipe. Okay, that'll be fine. Actually, you should probably summon Water Elementals twice. There you go. It says you can't do that, but it's wrong. You can. You will be able to do that. You should be able to do that. You're on conservative magic gem usage, so that should be okay. And, of course, I can move some more gems and such up from Antediluvium because I have that lab there, and we have Analith the Scout defending the place. We'll set him to hide for the nonce. So that should be fine. Joseph Decree will go down here. He will help enslave more sea trolls, and then more sea trolls will come over in some direction. Joseph Decree may actually just teleport from Antediluvium onto Fomoria, albeit he should only do that after the army has moved into place. So we'll work out the timing. Prophet moving down this way in order to start preaching in Endless Ocean to push the Dominion up. We're under the influence of Goal's Dominion there, but that's fine. I don't care about Goals, really. I only care about Fond Memories not being able to hit me with their Dominion. And yeah, in a couple of turns we should be on Fomoria, and I don't think this time they'll be able to kick us off, unless they successfully really super combatant out their Fomorian kings. But even if they do that, we should have the mojo we need to take care of it, I hope. Let's take these lads, and Zothaqua can move them forward towards the front lines. He won't be able to take them above ground, but he can move them forward at least. And Ubosatla, of course, is researching with his lantern. So I think everything is proceeding apace. We're doing good. We'll hit Thaumaturgy level 7 in just a couple of rounds. That will give us Divine Name and Vortex of Returning. Fantastic spell for us. As well as Charm, which could actually be a useful combat spell, albeit one we can only deploy in limited numbers. After that, of course, we're running down Enchantment, so that we can grab at Enchantment level 7, Stellar Focus. And then we'll see what else we can get. I think Stellar Focus is the big one here. After that, it needs to be... we do definitely want... it's not in Conjuration. Where is it? Thaumaturgy? No, that's Galegate. I constantly forget where the gem gens are. The water gem gen is in... it's not an alteration. Oh, that's right, it's an evocation. It's evocation level 8. We need to go down evocation to get Maelstrom. Like, Maelstrom is our property. And having it will radically increase our capabilities, so we will need to run down evocation level 8, and it might be right after enchantment level 7. That might be the time to do it. That will leave alteration undone, but that's okay. We're not really looking to get into major wars where we'll need a lot of alteration for a little while, hopefully. I'm just hoping to take that. I know Therodos is planning to take that, which is fine. I'm going to take this, I'm going to take that. I'm also going to try to snag Stone Heavens. In fact, I think I might just go take Stone Heavens. I'm worried that he's going to move his kings and stuff out to stop us, but I think I can just take Stone Heavens real quick. And I think I'm betting that he's keeping his troops in, he's going to keep his troops in here in order to defend. That's what I'm hoping he'll do. But we'll see. I would like to snag Stone Heavens right now, and then we can dance around if we need to. But in any case, that's turn 40. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in turn 41. Things are going okay. We're not top of the heap, but we're not terribly badly off either. We're doing all right. And could be better, could be worse. We are definitely securing some land, which is fantabulous. I would be making more Androdide right now, but Sages are just so fantastic. I love them. I love their 18 research points per turn. We'll start making some Androdide as soon as we have another fort here that can't recruit Sages for sure. And we will then start getting them in touch with their Aboleth side. Probably will have, yeah, Icon has Brains, has Astral 4, so it'll be him. We will definitely make a Mind Vessel. In fact, we'll make Mind Vessels of as many of them as we can, limited only by our Astral Pearls. So, in any case, I'll see you next time. Alright folks, turn 41. I took Stone Heavens just in time to get a pretty cool event that gave me some free gold. 294 free gold there, as well as some gold in Antediluvia. We cast Enslaved Sea Trolls, the most interesting Aboleth teleported away. The Throne of Bones has been claimed, so we're getting ready for the Bone Zone to come. And his Sacred Troops, Agartha's Sacred Troops now have Undying +3. Hinnom is essentially out of the game, but is, funnily enough, besieging a Rusian fort, or a fort that Rus captured from him earlier, over here in the Cypress Forest and the Mud Fields. In terms of what I'm doing, I'm actually moving these troops back over here because I've decided to spend a couple more turns enslaving a bunch more trolls for Siege Chaff. Fomoria has summoned a ton of Pale Riders, so they're burning a whole bunch of gems, summoning pretty solid undead chaff. Fair enough. That is a very decent thing, a very solid choice for them. It is going to make capturing Fomoria a little bit more irritating for me, but that's fine. We will persevere. They don't have any provinces except for their capital, so once again, they probably can't recruit much of anything. They can only spend gems summoning, and their gem income is low enough at this point that they'll burn through those gems pretty quickly. We're going to take Valador instead. We're going to finish off Valador instead. This army is going to go back underwater, join up with the most interesting Aboleth, and we'll see what we can do. He might actually take those Long-Dead Horsemen underwater after me, and ironically, against this army, he could potentially succeed at doing that. The failure state would be him forgetting to bring Soul Slay absorbers with mines, and having me Soul Slay his Fomorian king, and then his Long Dead Horseman just crumbling because of no command. That would be hilarious, but I probably wouldn't happen. However, I would have the most interesting Aboleth casting Shark Attack and then summoning Water Elementals, so should be able to put paid to him if he does come on in. Especially because, of course, his Long Dead will have much worse stats underwater. Meanwhile, like I said, all these guys just moving back to Valador, sieging the place down. We're summoning another 2 lots of Sea Trolls. We're getting 5, summoning 5 there, so they're close to 25 siege strength just by themselves. And we're going to give them to Joseph Ducru and have them lead the charge against Fomoria. They're also just big fat meat sacks who can absorb the charge, the lance charges, of those Long Dead Horsemen pretty effectively if we set them out front. So that would be definitely the goal with them, because they have pretty decent prot and then high hit points plus regeneration, so they can take, like, on average, 5 or 6 light lance hits and still be fine. which would, of course, deprive the Long Dead Horsemen of a lot of their teeth. So we'll take Valador. We'll then move back over here. We'll take Fomoria. So it'll be at least 1, 2, 3, 4 turns. And that's, once again, still okay. We're doing alright. We've got the Cracked Tower, so we actually have a little bit more area income for the time being. We won't hold it long, but I am going to push it up to 11 province defense. Actually, I'll tell you what. I happen to have a bunch of gold right now. How much province defense could I give? I could give it 38 province defense. Let's give it... See, I want just enough province defense to surprise a low-impact raiding party that's going out to take it back and waste a turn. But I don't need any of my national units, because my national units are pretty bad. What I want is the barbarians, mostly. So let's do... Why don't I do... Well, I mean, net guys are fine, actually. Net guys are kind of cool. I'll put in 25 PD, which might end up being a huge waste, of course, but we'll just see. It's possible that it'll send out a little raiding party with, like, one sorceress leading, I don't know, 10 or 15 Long Dead Horsemen or something like that to take it back, gambling that I'll only have placed 6 province defense, and that 25 province defense might actually stop them and cause a bunch of damage. I'm hoping that they'll also send troops down here to kill these human Huskarls, which will cost them bodies. And, of course, it will get them some income, but nothing I can't handle. Down here, still recruiting sages. In the water, we've been recruiting Abodai. We've got a Death 2. We've got a Death Earth cross path. I think I'll go back and get another Mind Lord now, just for the fun of it. And in terms of my other mage recruitment, I recruited a couple of slave princes over here. That's enough of them, so let's get another slave mage going. And then got slave mages already going over here, so let's get slave mages going over here as well. We're also building up some Triton, some slave guardians, Triton slave guardians over here in Endless Ocean. I'd like to get some more Triton knights, but that will take money that I don't have at the moment. And we've got actually quite a few little polypole spawn here in Lake Doom, which is pretty neato. We're going to send Equinox with these guys down over here, where Turkul can potentially mind vessel him. We've got our Prophet is also moving down into Endless Ocean, where he will begin to preach. I've lost my Dominion in the Great Blue, which is a little bit unfortunate, but Dominion is holding in the Darks. Lake Fortune is under the influence of Goals, which is Fomoria, of course, so that's fine. My Dominion's kind of getting squeezed. It's interesting, because I've got the Temple and the Temple up here are causing kind of like a Dominion node in this area, and then, of course, I've got my capital down here, which is causing a Dominion node in that water, and then I've got this temple right over here, which I had preachers at before, and so I still have some Dominion there, as well as Vormifadreth preaching in Lake Doom. So I've kind of got this 3-lobed, like, Dominion setup, and then in between we're really getting pushed by it, which is interesting. Not useful, but interesting. And yeah, that's basically all I'm doing this turn. Researching. We're going to hit Thaumaturgy level 7 this turn. Thaumaturgy level 7 will, of course, give us Vortex of Returning, so then we can teleport onto people and carry out wacky hijinks if we so care to do. Beyond that, I think we're pretty much just killing time and waiting. Now, getting up to Thaumaturgy level 9 for the Master and Slave would be very, very neat. But we're going to grab the enchantment first. That enchantment level 7 will get the Stellar Focus, boost our Pearl income yet further, and hopefully we'll also get Fomoria one of these days. So in any case, that's the turn. I'll see y'all in turn 42.